All right, guys and girls, going live early today to rip this draft. All right. As always, thank you so much for tuning in, anyone out there, and really appreciate all of the likes and subscribers. Um, Before I go live in the draft, just wanted to say if you're more of an audio person, my podcast on Apple Podcast is Chaos Surfing. So that's where I'm going to be uploading the audio here. Give that a follow, like, whatever goes on there. If you don't have Apple products, I'll work on a Spotify or something like that for the people. But today we're here to flex. I'm going to be doing a Superflex draft. Oh, God, embarrassing. I need to deposit because I didn't think I'd be drafting until the NFL draft, but then I felt like doing this, and I ended up auto drafting all of my money in the Albatross, the golf tournament, when it was clear that was going to not fill. It was going to overlay. So rough start here, but for the audio people out there, I will be trying to be mindful of them in reading out my drafts. We got some money in the account now. So let's, for real this time, jump into Superflex lobby. 3 more if you want to draft with me. Things are going slow on my end here. 1 more. Not trying to out you, but who are some of your highest drafted players so far this year? I don't know what you mean by out me. But I think that really depends. Before I get to that question, I want to talk about Superflex in general. Superflex, for those who don't know, it's like regular best ball. However, they drop one of the wide receiver spots. So only need 2 wide receivers. Still need 2 running backs. Still need 1 tight end. Still need 1 quarterback. Still need 1 flex. However, Superflex can be filled by a quarterback. So basically, all the quarterbacks go very early in it. You can be really punished waiting on quarterback. I did about 5 Superflexes the day the contest dropped. Haven't done any since then. I personally feel that Superflex is a less skilled format. Of course, I love that Underdog is willing to experiment and give people these fun contests. I mean, this is a 100K to first contest, but with the way people draft, it's, almost never in a regular draft are you going to be locked out of a position. But like you're never going to be like, I almost never finish a real best ball draft and I'm like, wow, that team can't win. In Superflex, that can happen often. If you wait on quarterback and then try to backfill it often you're just like, okay, and this team can't win. So that's a little bit more frustrating to me personally. But, we'll be doing some here and there before the actual NFL draft, which is coming in hot. It will be on the 27th. I'm going to Europe soon, taking a vacation before best ball season, so I won't be doing too many drafts. Some other housekeeping news and notes. Going to be doing something with Pat Kerrane and Kyle Dvorak tomorrow on Pat's stuff there. And then Friday, going to be doing a stream on the 33rd team. with Josh Larkey, I believe. Yeah, Jalen Hurts at 3. Easy choice. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm 10 subscribers away from 1,500 subscribers, so help me out, guys. Subscribe to my YouTube. The first mini goal of many of this year. And yeah, I mean, you can see in these drafts, it's going all quarterback, CMC, the first non-quarterback drafted. Wide receivers are a little bit less powerful in this since you only need 2, not 3. For my first 5 that I did, I tried to punt quarterback quite a bit. Got my blueberries here, by the way. Didn't work out great. So I might just try to lock up some quarterbacks this time around. The ADP was also wild on day 1. Just like flat out was wrong. Yeah. So all of the quarterbacks have risen since then. Like day 1, Anthony Richardson had an ADP of like 140. So I was like gambling. I was like, okay, I'm going to take him at pick 80. Settled in at pick 60. For any ASMR people out there. No one told me I look strong in the comments on that thumbnail. Okay. A little rude of my viewers, but we'll move forward. What's up, Ron? A lot of names I recognize in here. But yeah, I'm not going to be firing too much at the Superflex streets. I just don't enjoy it as much. It is a fun, different brain wrinkle, though. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. They were 40s, but you know, we'll pretend they're 8. I thought about photoshopping and adding a 0, but of course, I'm not talented enough to do that. I mean, I just don't know if I have it in me to take like a Tua over Steph Diggs, but I might. Okay, well, we're just gonna take Diggs. Too bad for this Josh Allen guy. Another day, another draft. Yeah, Paul, 20. That's a good number. Good to stay sharp, but it also like, I don't know. I think going from Superflex to regular is a little bit difficult where like all the ADPs are whack. It's just Superflex is just a lot more mentally exhausting where you have to like, if you're trying to do it right, you should be like mapping it out and being like, okay, if I pass on quarterback at 27, who's there at 46? Okay, now I'm looking at like Kyler Murray, Jordan Love, Matt Stafford. So how do I think about the 2v2 of whatever, blah, 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 blah. But whatever, we're taking Kirk Cousins. So with Hurts and Cousins, probably going to stop at 3 QB. And hopefully the other people get a little desperate. Kirk Cousins can still give you some big weeks. Very consistently, too. He's thrown for like 30 so touchdowns, 4,000 to 4,500 yards the past 3 years average. Ooh, inverted punting quarterback. Punish him. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Help motivate me to do this stuff. Come on now. We can get to 1,500. Next goal, 5,000. I don't know. Jared Goff just doesn't even feel safe. I feel like he could easily have the Lions could easily draft a quarterback. And I've been saying that they should trade up to 3 or 4. Okay, let's see how every room is just way different in Superflex. Sometimes you're going to get in rooms and everyone punts quarterback. Sometimes you're going to get in rooms and everyone siphons up quarterbacks. So really depends. So Josh Jacobs is like we're getting into the 2-3 turn players, mostly the round 3 players. So it'd be nice if we could get one more of those guys at pick 46 with us having 2 quarterbacks already. Devonta Smith goes. That would have gone well with my Jalen Hurts. Let's see what we're looking at here. Okay. I think we'll just take Metcalf. Yes, you only need to start 2 wide receivers each week, but why not have 2 studs? So yeah. Content-wise, after this week, might do a Twitter space or so around the NFL draft. So come hang out for those. Could be in Europe having a glass of wine, reacting to first round picks. Well, my girlfriend glares at me that I'm doing that in Europe. But I love the NFL draft. So, but then once we're through the draft, we should get Best Ball Mania 4 to launch. Okay, well, Hawkinson, pretty easy pick here. Stacks with Kirk Cousins. You still need to start 1 tight end. So I think it's like almost even more important in Superflex to get an elite one where, someone could be getting you on quarterback, but if they're throwing in a 5 at tight end and you're throwing in a 25, that helps a lot. Anyways, yeah, once we're through the NFL draft, we should get Best Ball Mania 4 to launch. So I'll be ready with the streams. Great question, Paul. Thank you. Who is on your Bills wish list? I think JSN, if the Bills could go get him, would be on my wish list. I would say probably any of the O-linemen, Darnell Wright, tackle, would be nice. Yeah, I don't think the Bills are going to get JSN, but mostly just want to see a draft investing in offense. Now the Bills are missing some like linebackers, etc., but that's what I want to see. I don't really care. I mean, if the Bills decide to go the Bijan Robinson route, let's go. Sure, I'm in. But I'm not like sitting here being like, man, I really wish we get Bijan. I think Damian Harris and James Cook are a great duo. Yeah. So it looks like the rookies are starting to run up the board. CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Jimmy G might stop at 2 quarterbacks. I'm not going to force a whoever. I'll probably get like a late round guy, but pretty soon it's like hard to be like, is this, like from this range? It's like, are these guys starting ever? So yeah, I'm not gonna force that on myself. And if the room's gonna make me gap them at tight end, I will. And I'm done at tight end. And now I could just load up with wide receivers and running backs and say, you know what? The duo of Hurts and Cousins is good enough. Give me every bullet possible at running back and wide out. It's okay if the running back or wide out fills the super flex spot sometimes. But while you guys are drafting Mac Jones and Desmond Ritter, I'm drafting Terry McLaurin, Jameson Williams, Keenan Allen, Miles Sanders, Aaron Jones, Jahmyr Gibbs. What is going on with Miles Sanders ADP? When did he get up here? This was not the way in the big board, and it's just become that way for Superflex. Very confusing. Like I'm in on Miles Sanders, but not at this cost at all. Generally confused with that. Unless I'm doing a false flag operation. Trying to get Miles Sanders to fall to me. I'm not. Mostly just excited for the NFL draft to happen. Great time. The auto drafts is just brutal on Underdog. Okay. Kind of interesting how the ADP's changed. We're going to take Jameson. Since we're going to take so many running backs, it's okay to push it a little bit more. It's not great not to have good running backs when you have to start 2 and you don't need 3 wideouts, but whatever. We got a unique build brewing. We got some division stacks with Minnesota and Detroit and Seattle and San Fran. The Eagles and the Bills do play each other this year. Could be week 17. If you were really trying to grind these preseasons, you would do you would look up all these schedules and you could no, we don't want last year. And you could grind some micro edges. You could be like, okay, Bills opponents. So I should be taking a little bit more Eagles, Bengals, Chiefs, obviously the division guys, Chargers, it should be sweaty like that. You're going to naturally get some of that if you're just drafting volume. Let's check in on Inverted, who punted quarterback. Would you rather have CMC, AJ Brown, Chris Olave, Tony Pollard, Trey Lance, CJ Stroud, Darren Waller, or Jalen Hurts, Diggs, Kirk Cousins, Metcalf, Hawkinson, Kittle, Jameson Williams? Now, yes, I have no running back points right now, but I'm also potentially putting up 60 more quarterback points on inverted. Not that he's in control of that, like later in the draft, you just don't get some of these guys. Thank you, FFG. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate you. Yeah. Gotta try to be mindful for the audio people. So just to recap for my millions of audio listeners, we started with Jalen Hurts, Steph Diggs, Kirk Cousins, DK Metcalf, TJ Hawkinson, George Kittle, and Jameson Williams. We need some running back bodies, but we're not going to force it. It's a 20-round total draft. We are through 7 rounds right now. Coming up on my picks 8 and 9. The quarterbacks left on the board at this point are such studs as Desmond Ridder, Mac Jones, Sam Howell, Ryan Tannehill. Well, DeAndre Swift, pretty easy pick for my team. Not only does he correlate with Jameson Williams and the Vikings picks, but also he fills a running back spot for me. And also, I am team Swift over Montgomery. Sorry, Paul. Paul says, that's not fair. If I had picked 3, I would have gone Hurts too. I'm the one clicking the buttons over here, Paul. Okay. Let's grab Rashad Penny, build in some negative correlation, get our second running back who could be a star. So our starting roster right now is Hurts in the quarterback spot, Cousins in the Superflex, Swift and Penny as my running backs, Diggs and Metcalf as my wideouts, and Hawkinson or Kittle as my tight end. My guy Ron says, I hate Swift. He's got talent, but too injury prone. Yeah, Ron. Not fun when your players get injured, but I feel like the way best ball works is, and this is for everyone out there, so we all have our biases. We've been burned by players in the past, which makes us be off those players. And I was burned a bit by Swift, but technically he was on my winning 2K team for 50K and contributed week 17. And I'm just there with the talent. I think Montgomery is definitely more of a threat than Jamal Williams, but hopefully it's you just hope it's for a bunch of low value shit. Like 1st and 10s. And that Swift is getting 3rd down. And that Swift is able to just kind of like score on some of his like wheel passes. And Montgomery's not the goal line guy. Which Montgomery probably is goal line. I don't really know. Yeah, so we're going to be going off the board for some quarterbacks later in the draft. Quarterbacks selected in these rounds were Mayfield, Desmond Ridder, Tannehill, Mac Jones, Will Levis. Donovan asks, any thoughts on Saquon's reports? Um, Last I saw was that he wouldn't play on the franchise tag. We'll see how that sorts out. All right, you don't got to twist my arm. I'll take Gabe Davis off of your guys' hands. Goes well with my Steph Diggs pick. And even if the Bills add a first or second round wideout in the draft, which is pretty likely, depending who they draft, maybe doesn't impact Davis at all. Like if they take Josh Downs in the second to play the slot, okay. You know, that more so hurts probably like Shakir. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe he is more of a risky pick, but I think they'll figure it out. Okay. And then with us needing some running backs, I'm going to take P. Ryan. Good solid pick. Should get points. Potentially could be a very good pick if Javonte doesn't come back. I think Zay Flowers on the Bills would be fun. He's probably the one who, I don't know, actually. Like he could threaten Davis a little bit, but not really. Like he could just be Rondale Moore. Let me pull up the latest Saquon news. I'm told Saquon will not sign the franchise tag. I think if if you're the Giants, it depends on how good do you view yourself. Like if they're like, we want another year to retool. Who cares about Saquon? That's not great. If they're like, we're good enough in a bad NFC, they'll figure it out with him. It's nice with me being thin at quarterback that I'm hopefully going to be like destroying people at tight end points. Other than the Kelsey team, whose quarterbacks are much worse than mine, in Geno Smith and Carr, and the Andrews team, who's got decent quarterbacks, but worse than mine still. Like these other teams could be getting really gapped at tight end. Sags21 asks, hey Liam, any resources you can point to for single entry and 3 max best ball tournament? Just trying to learn more about the game theory in those contests. Well, Sags, since you asked, I'll be your resource. One, you can go on my videos and you can watch the winning 50K draft from last year that I did. I ended up streaming the draft before I won the contest. Real cool. That contest was a 2 max. So you could see, whatever, a draft. As far as like recommendations I would give you for the single max, like, there's not a ton different from a normal draft. Let's make a pick here. We'll go Mitchell. A little correlation with Kittle. It's not a whole lot different from other best ball drafts. It's going to be obviously very draft position dependent. Part of me wants to say that because it's single entry, there's going to be a lot of overlapping beginning picks. Therefore, She get a little weird at the top, try to get different combos, be even more rare. But other than that, it's not like you draft one strategy differently because it's a different type of contest, in my opinion. Um, Tyler Boyd, good pick. Wide receiver 3 of Joe Burrow. Just a real good team we're building here. Hurts, Cousins, Swift, Penny, Pirine, Mitchell, Diggs, Metcalf, Jameson Williams, Gabe Davis, Tyler Boyd, TJ Hawkinson, George Kittle. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks left. If we tried to end with all quarterbacks, we might be able to catch a backup. Thank you guys for tuning into this stream. I know I didn't give any heads up. I'm doing this literally. Just threw it up on the Twitter sphere, so always pleasantly surprised when people tune in, and I give no marketing for it. But once again, if you could hit the subscribe button, really helps me out. The like button, drop a comment, go crazy. Which team we liking so far? People on YouTube. Yeah, so ideally I'd have another quarterback, but I don't. Nice to have 2 quasi-elite in Cousins options when you are going to stop at 2. All right. Fantasy Garage says he saw he was live on YouTube, browsing for subs who were live. Always down for best ball strat talk. Yeah, guys, hit the bell. Hit the bell so you get an email or whatever that does for you. Would love if people just made their picks and did not auto draft these down. But alas, here we are. Yeah, so I don't really feel weak at any position group. I guess running back, I'm a little bit weaker. But we can attack that problem with volume. Take Jalen Warren. Jalen Warren, just a solid pick. Just going to churn out those 6 to 10 point games for you is the hope. Potential for upside if Najee Harris goes down. Young. Jonathan says he likes to squat at the 109. Started Jefferson, Cup, Rogers, Wilson, Mark Andrews, Anthony Richardson, Damian Pierce, David Montgomery, Tyler Algier, James Conner, Elijah Moore, Dawson Knox, Alan Lazard, Taysom Hill. Team looks good. Going to be knocking it out at wide receiver in Jefferson and Cup is the plan. But I am lurking with the Diggs Metcalf combo. Okay. Sure, Tajay Spears. I've like forgotten what I know about rookies at this point, which is how I think it should be. You don't want to be holding hard biases before the actual NFL draft happens. Once again, 10 subscribers away from 1,500. Help me out, guys. Launched this channel last year in June. I posted a short yesterday about how Joe Burrow, it was like about how you should not really be planning on taking Joe Burrow if you don't have any of his pass catchers, and like the well actually crowd was out there in thickness. They were like, well, actually, the quarterback can score a rushing touchdown, therefore it's fine. Or actually, Joe Burrow could throw a pass to Irv Smith or, someone. It's like, yeah, of course, duh. I don't have, I posted a 30-second video. I don't have the ability to say all that in 30 seconds. But yes, of course, anything can work. It's my point is that if your plan is to try to win best ball contests by taking quarterbacks with their maybe third and fourth pass catchers, you don't have a very good plan. And you're just not a challenging opponent. And then this one dude was messaging me on like Discord and Twitter and YouTube. Had to hit him with the block. No room for that. My mental headspace. Ron, been here from the beginning, says, I remember when you were in the 100 sub area. Hey, man. We're growing slowly. Thank you, DFS Cesar. That's what I should have just told them. You play to win the game. Tyler, man, this was not a shot at you. Tyler says, I have Joe Burrow and Irv Smith, ... You absolutely hate to see it. No, to be clear, I think for Superflex is a totally different thing. In Superflex, you do not need Superflex is just harder to get correlation, period. Stacking in particular. So because it's harder to get, it means our opponents are less likely to have it, which means it's just not as important to do because other people aren't doing it. If you can do it, go for it. But, it's not at all the same as first off, no one should be getting Joe Burrow with Jamar Chase. I guess they could in Superflex, but this was talking about regular best ball drafts. I took Hendon Hooker, by the way. Possibility he is like Malik Willis and falls to the third round. Possibility goes in the first round. Don't know. But we have three bodies at the quarterback position. And I feel really strong at running back and wideout. Rondale Moore, talented. We're gonna take Bisbee. Just that's an NFL name. There is no chance I will have more subs than the Soulcast by week 1 of the NFL season. I think they have like 5,000. And they have, 4 marketing mouths. Also, I'm going to be in Vegas from like all of June. So, going to be a little bit break in my content then. This is not what I like to hear, Fantasy Football Garage, about guys I want to see the field. Hooker is a great locker room guy. There's going to be an NFL team that wants him to compete for starter when healthy. Not worried about the ACL tear with a rookie? Is that Hendon Hooker? I'm not worried about anything in the 16th round. And I literally do not need a third quarterback to play for this team to be good. Are the QB2s, Geno, Goff, Rodgers, overvalued right now in Superflex basketball? I think they're a little bit overvalued in general, especially because Geno and Goff, to me, have real risk of particularly those two teams. And I guess Rodgers has risk too, but a little bit less so in my mind. But Geno and Goff could be Anthony Richardson, where both those teams could trade up to 4, draft Richardson, and then bench Goff and Geno down the stretch. Is Hooker just not playing right now this year? Is that the plan? Hendon, Hooker, whatever. Even if people are saying he's not going to play, he could. Yeah, I don't know. In general, I think people are focusing too much on a 16th round pick. I will admit, I did know Hendon Hooker tore his ACL. I thought he would play though. I mean, he's unlikely to play until late in the season, but that's when I want him to play. Kyle, player takes is part of the game, brother. We're pro player takes on this channel. And one of these years, we might just be right. Player takes is about leverage, too. If you think a player is going to outscore people in his rounds by a lot, and you have a lot of them, you have leverage. Man, Mike White and Tyler Huntley staring me in the face. Might get crazy. Tyler Huntley, Pro Bowl quarterback. Chance Lamar Jackson doesn't play. Chance Lamar Jackson plays and gets hurt. We're done at quarterback. I guess we're going to throw some picks at wideout. We got 2 more picks left. Probably another wideout and another running back. Or we'll do 2 wideouts. We have 4 quarterbacks, 7 running backs, 5 wideouts, 2 tight ends. We'll go with McCole Hardman here. I don't. The Jets is kind of hard to figure out right now, but dude's fast. In the same division as the Bills. And we got one last pick, guys. Thank you guys for tuning into today's stream, or if you're on Apple Pods, listening with your ears. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the follow button, rate and review. Give it 5 stars. Give it 4 stars. And we will be back tomorrow. I don't know. Looked at Pat to announce whatever I'm doing with him. And Friday, I'll be streaming one of these on my Twitter with the 33rd team. And then, don't think I'm doing anything next week. And come the NFL draft week, probably try to launch a Twitter space or 2 where I want to hear from you guys. If you want to jump in that Twitter space and you want to give your takes, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from the randos of the world. Thank you, Ron. Jarrett Stidham pick. I think that's a decent pick. I thought Stidham played well with the Raiders. That was a little surprising he didn't get brought back. There's a little bit of rumblings that Sean Payton is done with Russell Wilson. Jonathan Mingo. I saw Pat Kerrane tweet that name out. Athletic freak. $900, Tyler, is what I curled. Come on, guys. It's just brutal at these. This is when the auto draft should kick an auto draft at round 10 or something. Come on, underdog. It's just frustrating to me that they used to have auto draft and then they took it away. And everyone autos these late round picks. Maybe Donovan until the Chiefs draft his replacement in this draft. And then Noah Gray goes to third on the depth chart. So choose your adventure round 20. Could get Marcus Mariota if Hurts misses a game. Jameis Winston, he out there. We are one pick away. Give me Deontay Hardy. All right. So we finished up with a 4-7-7-2. At quarterback, Hurts, Cousins, Hooker, Huntley. At running back, Swift, Penny, P. Ryan Mitchell, Warren, Tajay Spears, Tank Bigsby. At wideout, Steph Diggs, DK Metcalf, Jameson Williams, Gabe Davis, Tyler Boyd, Mecole Hardman, Deontay Hardy. And at tight end, TJ Hawkinson and George Kittle. Let's name this one Streamed 412. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Like, follow, subscribe, drop a comment, do all that stuff. Have a great day.